In Grays. Let's get the official announcements.
Firstly, introducing to the blue corner, from York, Harry, the Pocklington Rocket, Matthew.
Well, here he comes then after the defeat on points by Eubank Jr. He quit, works as a physical training coach. Not fought for 11 months, but he's linked up with his former coach, Len Banks, who took him to 9-0. And he's done plenty of 10-rounders as well before he's got the experience to go on and win, his coach said. 25 years of age now, 12-6-1, but lost 6 of the last 10, winning just 1 of the last half dozen, that in March of last year. This is the first fight then since that points lost to Eubank Jr. Fought for a couple of Masters titles, didn't win either. And his last 10 have all gone the distance, so expect this not to be an early conclusion tonight.
And his opponent into the red corner, from here in Grays in Essex, let's hear for Lee Banjo Markham.
Here he comes then, and he comes out to the famous tune of the dueling banjos, and the name Banjo came from Dominic Negus, who said he told him he looked like the banjo player from the film Deliverance. I wouldn't like to be close to him when he told him that, would you? It's not a compliment, that, either. So here he comes, 25 years of age, 7-1-0. Turned pro back in July 2011. 1 career loss from April last year. Gary Bolton won a 6-round points decision, but he quickly blew that disappointment out of his system. Fought 1-4 since that loss, the most recent in March, 2-round KO in the York Court. But he's in his own backyard here, so he's got the support. He knows the venue, but he's got a very live opponent with him.
Yeah, this should be a decent contest. Obviously, this fella's got home advantage. A lot of crowd supporting him here. But Harry Matthews himself has been in with some quality opposition. Eubank, Junior, Nick Blackwell, Liam Cameron, all good boxers, perform well against them.
Silver middleweight title. Your referee is Mr. Jeff Hines of Reading in Berkshire. Your timekeeper, Mr. Nick White of Kingston. Firstly, introducing the blue corner, wearing the red and white shorts, yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 11 stone and 3 pounds. With a professional record of 19 fights, 12 wins, 6 losses and 1 draw. He's the former 3-time British Masters middleweight challenger and the former English middleweight challenger. From York, let's hear for Harry, the Pocklington Rocket, Matthews. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the black and green shorts. Yesterday's weigh-in, he also scaled 11 stone and 3 pounds. With a professional record of 8 fights, 7 wins, 1 loss and no draws. From here in Grays in Essex, let's hear for Lee Banjo Markham. 10 times 3-minute rounds. Referee Jeff Hines will give his final instructions.
This is 10 rounds or less for the title. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Going to be interesting, this. Oh, we talked about the relative power of these two. Harry Matthews isn't a concussive puncher, that's for sure. But Markham, his last 2 opponents, he's stopped both. And those have been the first stoppages of his career. But this guy Matthews is not going to be an easy one to stop. He's only been down once. Nick Blackwell, the only fighter to actually drop him on the floor. That was in the 6th round of a 10-rounder. So he's got the ability to absorb. He might not have the ability to conclude a fight early on. And it's going to be interesting to see how Markham can deal with him.
Yeah, interesting start for Matthews. Positive start, fighting fire with fire, really going to work to the body. And using his jab and then switching downstairs with that right hook. So yeah, it's a good opening from both, to be quite honest, but Matthews in particular, he started very well.
Great right uppercut then from Markham. Found his way through and again, good speed, left hook to the body. It's always difficult to come back, isn't it, off what has been quite a long layoff, just about a year since the Eubank fight. This is forgotten about now, and he's back with the coach that delivered him the most successful period in his career.
Well, I mean, they both look in good condition, to be quite honest, but Matthews, I mean, he started at a terrific pace, been out for a year, as you said, and the thing is, I mean, this is a 10-round contest. Can he keep it up? I like the guard from Markham. He's blocking a lot of these shots, and that's better work from him. He's got a good guard. It's very difficult to penetrate that guard, and that's why we keep seeing the switch of attack from Matthews. Good opening round.
Want to get a good round behind him. Matthews just adrenaline pumping, getting rid of some of the frustrations of the last 11 months on the sidelines. But Markham taking everything with no problems so far. There's been some very, very sharp work in counter from him.
Yeah, Markham in this opening round, he's been a little bit more economical, hasn't he? He's took the shots well on the arms, and he's just chose his opportunities. He's chose the time to take those opportunities in the single shots that he has landed.
Slowed down a bit on some of these exchanges now as Matthews has become to the end of the first. Got rid of a lot of frustrations there, pent-up frustration there at Matthews, but sensible opening round from Markham.
Yeah, a close round. Thought the work rate from Matthews was very good. A lot of shots didn't get home. Markham, on the other hand, blocked a lot of the shots on the elbows and just found those quality punches also. So yeah, it was a good round and a very even round. Could have gone either way, that one.
Give yourself room. Don't trade with this kid. Yeah, you listening now?
There, just take your time. Get the feeling he knows his time is going to come in this fight.
Lovely little short right uppercut on the bell there from Markham.
Told not to stand and trade until the later rounds. Matthews in the red trunks here.
What I did like from Matthews, Tim, in that opening round was the head movement. Head movement, when he moved the head, very good indeed. He avoids shots. He's got to keep that going.
That was a decent left hook to the body from Markham, but Matthews coming back with 3 of his own. Well, that was better because he got around the guard then with that left hand.
Yeah, very important here. Matthews keeps that right hand a little bit higher and closer to that chin because that left hook came round the guard, as you've said. Lovely shot from Markham.
Yeah,
and looking for it again. You see how he switched to the body as well with the right hand. So the left hook comes around the guard and then whips a little right hand underneath. Good work from Markham.
Already we're beginning to see the more clinical work coming from Markham in the black and green trunks. Remember, he stopped the last two opponents he's been in with, the first time in his career that he's done that. Matthews isn't going to be an easy fighter to get out of here. As we said, only once has he been down himself in his career so far.
Well, this is interesting because Markham's dangerous punch up for me up to now has been this left hook. A lovely left hook when he throws it. Dangerous shot, and yet Matthews, when he whips that right hand over, that's a dangerous punch also, but he's thrown it at the wrong time. He's thrown it when Markham's actually got his guard up. He's got to try and throw the shot as Markham tries to throw a jab, and then he's got to whip it over. See, he's thrown it too many times when Markham has got the guard nice and high and it's hitting the glove.
Wasting important energy there. Again, it goes that left hand around that guard, followed up with the right hand into the body. Switching from body to head now is Markham. Again, there goes the left hook into the body. That's when, it's like you said, Richie, when he throws that, that's when he needs to throw that right hand.
Yeah. See, there's plenty of jabs coming from Markham. Look, that's when he should be throwing it. As he's jabbing, he's got to whip it over. I think that was around for Markham. I think he did the better work. A lot of punches coming from this fella, but not a lot getting home. Markham, on the other hand, he's scoring.
Let's have a listen to what they've got to say.
Left hook, look, right hand up middle, like what we're doing. Yeah? Listening? It's round right.
What's interesting is we've seen that Markham can vary what he's doing literally at the drop of a hat. You get the feeling with Matthews perhaps there isn't any other way from the way we're seeing.
Yeah, that's good observation there, Tim. The way he's throwing shots, he just can't penetrate that guard of Markham. He's throwing some good punches, but like I've said, he's hitting the gloves. He's got to find a way through.
Plenty of support from the hometown crowd here for Markham in the black trunks. Matthews in the red. And it's methodical, it's correct, and they're scoring shots from Markham, and again he covers up. As you said, that guard is making it almost impenetrable.
I mean, the work rate up to now in this round, it's good from Matthews, but there's not a lot getting through. He has to time his attacks a little bit better, maybe counter-attack as Markham's throwing the shot, then beat him to the punch.
Certainly being a little bit more economical here, Matthews. Isn't just going gung-ho. Then uses the jab, digs in a couple of left hooks, then Markham, but still the right hand stays in place. That's a good right hand though from Markham. First big shot he's thrown. Matthews took it well.
Yeah, again, bides his time, doesn't he, and just waits for the opportunity. A lot of single shots coming from Markham, but they are quality punches and they seem to be finding the target. What is important here for Matthews, Tim, he must keep moving. Once he slows his feet down against Markham, that's when he really becomes a sitting duck, because Markham prefers an opponent standing in front of him so he can land those single shots. Someone with a bit of movement may give him a bit of problems. A few problems, rather.
Well, he's still trying to pose plenty of questions here, Matthews. He's certainly not making Markham's life easy. He's having to work hard for his reward. He's having to stay concentrated. That's the first time the Left was extended and the right hand came over the top of it.
See, good head movement again from Matthews there, and punching off that roll. That's good work. Better stuff from him now. Oh, simple shot there from Markham. That was a super jab. Just a short jab through the middle, basic of punches. Hits the target, very effective.
Yeah, this is a really furious pace. Matthews is keeping up for the 3 rounds we've had so far, and what's been another good fight. This is a really good night here. Let's see if we can listen in. Well, it's not a boisterous corner, is it?
No. I'm quite impressed with both corners in how calm they are, and that's what, when you're in a contest like this, then you get back to the corner. It's nice that the corner is nice and calm. You've got time to relax and just a few seconds to gather your thoughts together. You don't need someone shouting in your ears. So I'm impressed with both corners. But some good work here from Markham. Worked well with that right hand to the body there.
How is it? I mean, you've been in these positions. I mean, a lot of us watching this or involved with this. How easy is it to absorb complicated instruction from your corner if things aren't going right?
Depends how fit you are, Tim, to be quite honest. Because if you haven't done your training, then your mind's all over the place. But if you've done your training and you're thinking properly, then yeah, your corner can be a great asset to you and can be the difference. Setting out the tactics, and you've got to listen. I believe in just listening to one man in the corner, eyes fixed on him, listen to the instruction, and then try and carry it out. Too many voices can be a problem.
Well, maybe it's change of track from Matthews, maybe trying to draw Markham onto him so he can maybe punch on the counter again. You try and find a way through with that right hand of his. And he has varied things a little. He's not quite as predictable as he was.
Well, the volume of shots from Matthews, there's no comparison, but there's not a lot getting home. This is the problem that he's got. Markham, very, as we've said, we use that word many times, economical, isn't he? The way he comes forward, slow feet, he prefers the single shot, but they tend to get home.
There again, there's that hook to the body. Round the corner of the guard goes the left hand again. There's a big right hand then from Markham, but again, Matthews sucks it all up. It's almost as if it didn't land. Again, great punch absorption from Matthews.
Well, it shows, and all credit to the coaches for getting these lads in great condition, because they both took some punishment in these 4 rounds, and they look in tremendous shape, and they've recovered quickly from it.
And he's grown in. He wasn't exactly short of confidence when he came in, was he, Matthews? But all the fights going on like this, we're into round 4 now. Obviously, you don't know how the judges have scored it so far, but there might have come a time where Markham is just going to have to step it up a bit.
Well, Markham, for me, has struggled in this round slightly, and that's mainly because Matthews' movement has been much better. And we said, didn't we, at the start, if he hits and he moves, it may cause Markham problems, and I think that's been the case here.
Well, the end of another debatable round, that from Markham, as we said. There's no doubt about his qualities. Let's see what they've got to say.
Now. They're out way. Silence them. Quick now. Keep boxing. Get your 2s and 3s off and then push out. Back on your jab.
2s and 3s, use your jab, get in and out.
Right. Stand in one spot. Get the shots off. telling you. Be brave. Do not stand in front of this kid. Put the shots off and then move. Move left, move right.
Well, it's fair play because he's put on a really good show. Now let's see if we can hear what's going on here. Well, there's clearly a game plan there. They're not stressed, they're not worried at all. Maybe they view the second half of this fight is when Markham begins to emerge and gradually take control on the road home. 10-rounder, remember. Smartly out, Matthews. Much more measured, but that was a decent shot in return from Markham.
Yeah, what I'd like to see from Markham, Tim, is use that jab a lot more. I think it's a great shot that he's got, and when he hooks off the jab in particular, that is a dangerous combination to throw, the jab and then the hook. He doesn't throw enough jabs for me, but when he does throw them, then they're effective.
And he's not afraid to get in close, Matthews. Try and work to the body, ships a few there in return.
Yeah, holding the feet there, Matthews, wasn't he? Too long, that suits Markham.
Yeah, left hooks into the body, and again, blistering hand speed from Markham.
You tend to think that Markham's just a touch more accurate with his work, yeah, especially to the body. He looks for the openings and he seems to get through with shots. And then again, if you look at Matthews, his elbows just come up slightly. And he's just open. Looks, his right elbow just lifts a little bit, and he's got caught with a couple of left hooks to the body.
But he's got to work hard, hasn't he, Matthews, to try and find a target area there. The defences are good.
I think what both boxers have got to do here, Tim, also probably throw more combinations. It's a lot of single shots from both of them. Just some combinations going in may be the difference here.
Again, it's a single right hand, tries to follow it up with the left hook.
Clever work there for Markham. He's concentrating on the body, but he's also looking to whip that right hand over the top. Yeah, good boxing from him towards the end of that round. Yeah,
from Markham versus the Malays of the previous.
Keep them fucking elbows nice and tight.
There again, the instruction he said about the elbows.
Yeah, there you go. His coach could see it as well. The elbows are just lifting up slightly, and he's just open to that left hook to the body.
Have you got it so far?
I've got Matthews, Markham, should I say, a couple of rounds to the good here.
10 seconds.
The volume of shots from Matthews, no doubt, but the better quality work's coming from this fella. He's landing with more.
He's been used to the big occasion, Markham. He made his debut on the Chisora Tyson Fury card back at Wembley Arena a few years ago. Last 10 fights that Matthews had all gone the distance. 4 times he's fought 10 rounds before. Not won any of those 10-rounders, by the way. Had a draw against AA Low. And has only managed to stop 2 of his opponents, Matthews. So that tells you a little bit maybe about the lack of the one-punch finish. Just maybe not quite as concussive a puncher as he needs to be to do any damage to the man in front of him here, Markham. A little bit easier a target to hit now is Matthews, just slowing down as Markham just ups the tempo. We're seeing a lot more in the way of punches thrown as these rounds move on. Round 6 of the 10 scheduled for this British Masters title.
Well, he's still game, is Matthews, but he's probably too game for his own good here. Holding the feet too long for my liking, and Markham again landing better quality shots. Well, I think whatever happens in this contest, Tim, what is for sure for Matthews, he's got to box regular. I think he'll box, obviously, the more you box, the better you box, because he's boxed at a very high intensity here. Imagine if he was boxing regular, he'd be even fitter. He's just starting to slow down now, though.
And you talked about the wanting to see a few more combinations. I think we're seeing a few more of those. A little bit more relaxed with his defence now, Markham. Perhaps happy that there's nothing maybe that Matthews possesses that's going to be too much of a problem for him.
See, there's that head movement I spoke about earlier. That's
a great shot.
Good work, head movement there from Matthews. Gets caught on the inside with the shot, but nevertheless...
Packed a bit of power, that short right hand from Markham. He's still got the fitness and the stamina. There's a marginal slowing, but nothing much. End of the 6th, and the fight has turned even more into Markham territory.
Yeah, he's slowly but surely starting to turn the screw now, Markham. And I think Matthews is slowing down a little bit. He's holding the feet. Lovely right hand to the body there. Matthews comes back with his own shot upstairs. But Markham, again, just landing the better quality work is coming from him. Good short jab there. But Matthews, fit kid, keeps coming back. He took too many shots in that round, but his work rate was still good.
As he said, it was Blackwell rather, who had him down in the 6th of a 10-round loss in November 2010 for the British Boxing Board of Control English middleweight title. He's a durable opposition here. Round 7 of the scheduled 10 then. And frequency that the jab's being used is about 25–30% higher in these last couple of rounds from Markham.
I'd like to see the punch stats after this contest. There's probably more, well, up to now, there's much more punches coming from Matthews, but what's actually landing, that's a different matter altogether. See, again, 2 or 3 shots going in there, not a lot getting home. It's in the elbows there from Markham. Good tight guard this fella's got. And when you have
them with that right hand,
sorry, Tim.
And there was a target there.
Yeah, when you have an opponent with such a tight guard like that, then you've got to bring on the use of some feints and try and trigger him off, make him punch, and then see there as he just threw that jab, you've got to have fast reactions then to come back with your counters. Matthews again, he's putting the work in at the wrong times. He's hitting the guard far too often.
Trying to manhandle him around the ring after taking again another good right hand to the body. There's the left hook once more.
Yeah, it's good work for Markham because he's concentrating now on the body shots. And that's it, trying to slow the feet down of his opponent, and then he whips those punches over the top and round the guard. So he's making his opponent think that he's going to the body, which he does, but it's with the intention then of landing some heavier shots upstairs.
Not an easy time, this. With a minute and under to go in round 7 for Matthews. Looks like he's running out of ideas, and he's taking a lot of punishment here. Again, switching from body to head with ease. A great flow of work coming from Markham. Driving his man around the ring. He's got him pretty much where he wants him at the moment. Certainly thrown Matthews less punches in this round than any other. And right on the button there at the end of the 7th. Another right hand finds its way through to his body. How worried are they?
Come on.
Well, don't start slowing now. I mean, it's easy for them to say, really. But he's taken a lot of really big body shots, hasn't he, in that last round?
Yeah, he's starting to struggle a little bit now, Matthews, with the pace of the contest, and that's mainly due to, you know, his ringing activity. His last contest, remember, was against Chris Eubank Jr. back in May 2012. It's been a long time, and he's fought at a terrific pace as Matthews, but he's now just starting to come undone here and there. And Markham himself is starting to increase his work rate. And he's working well to the body, and that's slowing down Matthews a little bit more also.
3 rounds to go then here. Markham has the first title of his career within his grasp here. But this is where he's got to stay focused. He can't afford to take any liberties here, because Matthews is still very much alive and kicking in here. Again, you might be surprised, really, that Matthews didn't take maybe a warm-up before coming into a fight like this. Well, this is better.
Oh, some good work here from Matthews, yeah, and that bit of success with that right hand. Yeah, following on from what you said there, Tim, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. He's obviously trained very hard for this, but he could have done with a warm-up contest before this one.
Great right hand to the body, but again, we've mentioned his punch absorption ability, and he's taken another right hand there. Right hand to the head, but it's the work to the body which must be really beginning to hurt. Great variety and range of punches coming from Markham at the moment.
Yeah, his body work has been very good tonight, Markham. Again, left hand, right hand going downstairs. But then he'll switch attack also.
Oh, there's that right hand to the body again.
Yeah.
But he hasn't winced once from one of those shots, has he?
No, he's a tough kid, Matthews, no doubt. Once he slows those feet down, though, that's when he's open. He's got to keep hitting and moving, but it's difficult to do that for 10 rounds, remember. Especially when you've had the layoff that he has.
Decent combination there with the ending with the right uppercut from Matthews. As he keeps his guard high, all that is on display This is midriff, and there it is again. Digs that left hook right into the middle. So he's going to be bruised there tomorrow.
Look at that movement there from Matthews. Good work there with the head. Avoided the shot, but didn't come back with his own punch. Gets caught again downstairs. There's just glimpses that I like from Matthews. The head movement, he avoids punches here and there. But this fella, he's fully in control now.
Oh, there you go, there's the message. If you want to be a champion, this is where you got to work. But he came in on adrenaline. And he's going to need to find some from somewhere, because really, if he's going to win this title, he's got to stop the man who's in the opposite corner. And there's been no sign that that's about to happen.
Yeah, well, his coach is trying to lift him now, isn't he? Trying to raise his spirits. It's tough in there. He's really feeling the pace. And that's what he's saying. You want to be a champion. This is it now.
Seconds out, round 9.
Round 9. Well, looks like his corner, the old masters in the corner, have got a pupil that actually listens to what they're saying. He's just followed the instruction to the word. They've had a plan, haven't they, from the start? And I think we've seen how that plan has built throughout the course of this fight so far.
Well, I think they've definitely worked to a plan of getting to Matthews' body, no question. A lot of the good work from Markham has come downstairs. Right hands, left hooks going in, slowing his man down. It's a great tactic to use against someone who's a good moving boxer. You target the body, slows the feet down, and then you can switch the attack to the head.
Well, to be fair to Matthews, again, he's shown great spirit. He's gone into his corner and they've laid it on the line. You want to be a champion, this is where you've got to go out and do the work. And he hasn't given up here. I mean, that's a great short left hook there. Brilliantly done, follows it up with that right uppercut. And he's still in, and he's still competing. Great desire shown from Matthews.
Oh, lovely shot as well, yeah. He caught Markham with a couple of good right uppercuts on the inside here, and it's mainly when Markham's been actually throwing punches himself, and that's when a boxer is vulnerable, when he's actually throwing the punch. He can be open to a counter-attack, and Markham has found a couple of shots, but a good exchange there from Markham.
Almost a bend over to narrow that target down there. There's a right uppercut that managed to find a way through. Weathered a bit of a storm from Matthews, and he's come back firing.
Yeah, this has been Matthews' best round for the last 3 or 4 rounds here. He's listened to his corner, really dug in. I think Markham senses it, that as well, and he's starting to just pour it on a little bit now, Markham.
Again, that left hook and followed up by the right hook into that rib cage of Matthews. Crowd getting right behind the home fighter here at Markham.
What a cracking bout this is.
Generous applause from the crowd inside. Markham, again, was asked a few questions there. He just sat back, let Matthews come on to him, and he put him under considerable pressure for the opening half minute or so. There's not going to be any cruise into this title.
Yeah, some good stuff. I mean, we're seeing the best of the action here from Markham. Good right hand, but Matthews had his moments in this round also. It was a better round for him. Good head movement there. Little short right uppercut on the inside from him there, Matthews. And Markham just coming back with that sneaky little left hook on the inside. They're both very fit, these lads.
30 seconds.
Two good fights we've seen on this show here tonight. Might even be time to squeeze you another one in just yet. Here we go, 3 minutes to go then. That is all that separates one of these two guys from their first championship belt. Markham has got the fights. It looks like sewn up, but Matthews is going to go down with all guns blazing here. Just when it looked at varying points throughout this 10 rounds, as if Markham was possibly about to assume total control and maybe possibly stop his man. Matthews has just picked it up again. It would need to be something superhuman, perhaps, or it has got Markham here. And Markham himself will want to put on something of a display in this final round. It's been a clinical performance so far, some really precision punching from him. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't complain about a bit of holding in it after what these two have put in.
I think it's been fought at a terrific pace from both boxers. Markham really stepping in now, wants to end this contest well. I think he's ahead. I think most people around the ring think he's ahead also, but he still wants to finish it in style.
Well, Matthews has asked an awful lot of himself to come back in after such a long layoff to take on such an opponent. But it was too good an opportunity to miss the chance of taking a title. Fierce pace. Two supremely fit athletes out there being on a great show in this final round. Matthews is determined that he is not going to be, or not going to end up on the deck. But to be fair, he's never looked in any danger.
No, he's always been in the contest, hasn't he? You know, it's just been the quality has been a little bit better for Markham, especially to the body, and it slowed Matthews down. I think the ring layoff hasn't helped either for Matthews, but he's always been in it, giving a great account of himself. And the crowd are loving it. And this is what British grassroots boxing is all about. Fantastic stuff.
Well, I don't think Markham in any way underestimated this maelstrom that's in front of him. But it's been tough. There goes, both fighters embrace themselves. A great showing of mutual respect, and why not, because they fought a fantastic fight here, these two. Markham perhaps has had a little too much class for Matthews here. But that we will have to wait and see. We'll go to the judges' scorecards, and again, I think it wasn't a surprise that we saw this one go the distance.
Yeah, terrific contest, very evenly matched. Just the better work came from this fella, in my opinion anyway. And I think a lot of people around the ring share that opinion. But Matthews certainly played his part. The volume of punches came from him. They just was not getting home. But loads to work on with this fella.
I was going to say, on the plus side,
yeah,
if he doesn't walk away with the belt there tonight, I mean, he is a fantastically game opponent and somebody that you would quite happily go and watch. He looks good on television. I mean, he's a good audience. Yeah,
got to keep him busy, Tim. Basically, a boxer like him, he needs to be boxing every probably 10 or 12 weeks. Get him in the ring, and he'll perform much better because he'll box at a higher intensity. The work rate will be better. He'll be fitter, and he will give anyone problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the decision, I'd like to congratulate these two young men on a fantastic contest.
Appreciated by everybody around the Civic Hall.
After 10 rounds of boxing, referee Jeff Hines has scored the contest 99 points to 92. Your winner and the new British Masters Silver Middleweight Champion from here in Grays, Markham.
Well, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody. You saw a shake of the head from Matthews. Did you think the winning margin was that wide?
No, I didn't. I thought it was probably 3 or 4 points in it.
Let's have a big
Had it by 4 to Markham. Certainly not by the margin the referee had it. But obviously he's a lot closer than us. But there was no doubt who the winner was. This fella did the better work. Quality punches came from him. I was impressed with his body work especially. And I think they got it right. I mean, this fella, he's the new champion, and rightly so.
Silver middleweight champion,
Well, it hasn't been great in recent years for Matthews. Maybe he's back with his trainer for this fight that delivered him the unbeaten run of 9-0. Maybe they can go on and build a success from this point. But the night belongs, though, to the local man, Lee Markham here, who takes the first belt of his career. Right, we are going to be able to bring you another piece of live action here. Coming